Hello, everybody, and welcome to DCP Live. There was an unfortunate muting of the VOD, so you're going to be starting the show a little bit further than the beginning. But in the beginning of the show, we talked about the theory of Asher Mir and all of that stuff that's going on with the new Glaive quest. Mylan does have a video coming out going over all of this. So if you want to catch anything that we talked about at the beginning of the show, Mylan will have a video on his YouTube channel talking pretty much essentially what we talked about here. So you didn't really miss much. I apologize for that, but please enjoy the rest of the show. We're recording.
Okay, if you've just tuned in, yes, we've had some issues with the VOD. I just told the juiciest, succulent lore about Asher Mir. Go watch my video releasing Sunday night after the world's first.
There you go.
Definitely.
You can
Go check
watch
it out.
Mylan's video to get caught up on DCP.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's pretty much all we talked about. There you go.
That's true. That is the first portion of the show. We talked a little bit about raid builds, like day one
Yeah.
raid builds, but the vast majority of it was lore about Asher and the Glaive quest, Vexcalibur. So check out the video.
Yeah.
So
And
good.
so the lore tab on Vexcalibur actually continues from the very last time we saw Asher Mir when he pulls the lake down. Like it starts with him pulling the Radiolarian lake down.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it I think it details him uploading his consciousness into the Vex network. Like it sort of shows this like hacking battle that he has with the Vex to like make sure that he's like assimilated into that network. And then at the very end of it, and this is how it spoilers, this is how I end my video. He basically runs a search within the Vex network for Pyramid and Darkness, and it returns everything the Vex know about the Darkness and the Pyramid Fleet. So he has like that knowledge, which is cool. Which is why I think Asher Mir is
That's
going to keep
awesome.
coming back. Yeah.
Yes. I remember reading it now that you said it. I was like, oh yeah, because I remember the hacking part, and he's like going back and forth, and he's like yelling at the terminal, like, "No,
Yeah.
stupid! This is what I meant," you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like that a lot. And I the end of it is kind of a shocker whenever he's like, return search on whatever, and it's like a ton of search results. I don't remember the number, but it was like 1 billion or something. He's like, oh, now we're talking.
Yeah. It was like 2.9 to the power of times 10 to the power of 99 or something like that. It was like a big number of search results, and he's like in the network, so he's like not issue for him to like go for those things and work out what we need to do. So I think Ashley could definitely come back as someone we need to defeat the Witness.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
I really hope we do get that Marvel in-game like reunion of all the Destiny characters that have affected the story so far, because this season felt like it could have been that, the way it was like Lightfall, and that was, I think, somewhat what people were expecting, is a little bit more come together. We got that shot of the helm, the queen, and everyone standing there, and we had Keitel involved a lot, but it was kind of like we never really got to see anybody do anything together, and I think people are really hoping for that come Final Shape.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would hope for it too.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I mean, the other cool thing of Excalibur is it's like, what do you call it? Arthurian lore, like Arthur and the Lady of the Lake.
It is, yeah, Lady of the Lake.
Right? Like
yeah.
is Excalibur, Excalibur, yeah. I haven't really looked into that. I'm sure there's a lot of similarities, but I guess Asher's the Lady of the Lake that gifts the sword. Is that how it works? I don't know.
Asher is the Lady of the Lake.
Yes.
I knew it all along.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the glaive, super strong. Oh my gosh!
So it gives you an overshield when you block, and then like essentially replenishes the overshield as you do melee kills.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty strong.
And it immediately activates on that melee kill. And if you run the void fragment that gives you a longer like invis or any other ability that you have for void, it actually extends the glaive overshield too. So you have like 12 seconds to go between your kills with that full overshield. And it replenishes whenever you shield, and it works in PvP the exact same way. And so if you have any kind of damage resistance on top, like the glaive shield plus the overshield, it is very hard to take you out. It's really hard to use that glaive because it shoots, for those who don't know, it shoots a projectile like in a plus shape, and each one of those in the Crucible anyway does 29 or 19 damage each. It equals out to Judgment of Kelgrath heavy glaive, but it shoots as fast as the Hunter exotic glaive.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a really interesting weapon. I really like it a lot, even though it's hard to use.
I'm surprised that you did 2 exotic glaives. I mean, I've been telling everyone
Same.
glaives are cracked and that they're gonna be cracked and they're very good choice. And I was like, no, not glaives. Don't take glaives in a world first race. Yeah, there you go.
Well,
mate.
you can't because they're all banned, Mylan. All of them.
True,
Yeah.
because they're too powerful.
They're too powerful. Speaking of what is, seeing as I just mentioned that, I can go over real quick of all the things that are banned from World's First. So you are not gonna be able to take in a couple things. Where is it? Where did they put it? I can't find.
I know, I'm looking for it now, too.
now. Right? It was on Twitter. I read it.
I thought
Recently.
it was in the TWAB, but it's not, is it?
Did Bungie help tweet it out? There's too many Twitter accounts. There's too many.
Well,
I
here's
can't
the
follow
thing
them.
that's really interesting is there's never been
Okay, I found
a
it.
raid that we've had before where they have they have banned like a set of maybe there'd be 1 or 2, but there's like a set, like it's like a rule sheet, like the way you'd go into a tournament.
It
you
is.
know?
It's like a comp. It's like you're going into comp.
Yeah.
So the weapons that are banned: Grand Overture, exotic machine
Mhm.
gun; Fighting
Mhm.
Lion, exotic grenade launcher; Winterbite, exotic glaive; Jotun, exotic fusion rifle; and Hierarchy of Needs, exotic bow. Banned.
Mhm.
Illegal.
Hmm.
Bang.
Armor and mods. Titans, you can't take Titans. You can't take your exotic gauntlets.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Yeah.
I don't
Is it
know.
like
Does anyone know?
not taking damage or something?
Do you know what this makes me think is like? Well, first there must be a bug with them, or secondly, I should be taking Banner Shield in. It's got to be
Mm.
some tricky thing where you're going to be sitting behind a barrier and shooting. It's going to be advantageous.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. I mean, why is Hierarchy of Needs exotic bow disabled? What is that doing?
That one's weird. Yeah.
That's got to be doing something real funky.
Well, the fact that Jotun's in there, it must be something to do with Scorch, right? Is it Scorch stacks just doing stupid shit?
Oh, it is right now.
Time to take in a
Right.
solar
Do you
hunter.
remember when they had all those server issues and you could get the constantly exploding like Scorch?
I
Do you remember
never
that?
saw that. That sounds
So
incredible. though.
because I was like in Oz, I could do a dungeon and I can't remember what the combo was. I think it was just like a fusion nade and then something else, and you got enough Scorch stacks, it would just reproc itself. And so it would Scorch stack, explode, apply enough Scorch stacks, and then just keep re-exploding. And you wouldn't have to touch it again. It would just go and just wipe the boss.
Yeah. You're also not going to be able to bring in Thread of Ascent Strand Fragment, which is disabled game wide. Now, this is the fragment where when you use your grenade, it reloads your gun.
That's
Mm,
what I wanted to do.
that makes sense though. That was so easy to.
And also the
Yeah, I mean-
empowered finish armor mod. You're not going to be able to use that.
Yeah, I think I know what that. I saw Salto Grippo talk about that one. Essentially, what you could do is do a finisher to give you an orb of power, but you could also have finishers that need an orb of power, and they'll both proc at the same time. So, like, if you wanted special ammo, and normally you'd have to have an armor charge and do a finisher to get special ammo, you could literally have this on. It would simultaneously be making you an orb and procking your ammo.
Right.
So you just do one finisher and there you go.
Okay.
Always
You've got-
ammo. Yeah.
Or you literally just do finisher to get special ammo without doing anything else.
Interesting.
I'm curious how essential armor charge is going to be in the world's first race because it's such a new system. And of course, I know there are some PvE players out there that just are insane and have already mathed out everything. But there's just so much new stuff and so many ways that armor charge is going to play into this. And like Reaper mod, for instance, like that just got re-enabled today. Like there's all these builds that are constantly changing with the way that Bungie's figuring out what is broken and what is not. And I just wonder what the in-game builds of the world's first winners are even going to look
I
like.
don't know. I don't honestly know if it's going to make a huge difference because it feels like the balance right now between like armor charges and just like synergy between your subclass, your exotic, and your weapons. Like it just feels a lot more balanced and nowhere near as ability spammy and abusive as it used to be. And I honestly like a lot of my builds now are just the heavy ammo finder with the heavy ammo scout to be making heavy ammo because literally every raid race we just fail on DPS. Like that's
Yeah,
the DPS check is always what gets us.
true.
It's not surviving. It's not even like I mean maybe occasionally it would have been working at the mechanic itself, but eventually you work at the mechanic and then it's just like
Yeah.
DPS check. So I think most of the armor charges I'll be using is just for whatever my DPS is, having reserves on, having arc surge or void surge or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get that well down, you get extra damage. You're gonna make orbs, and then that orbs is gonna bump up your damage. And the good thing with orbs is all your explosive light perks on your weapons are all just like completely stacked too. Like my rockets have
yeah.
got explosive light on them. You pull it out, you've already got 6 charges on it because everyone's making orbs.
That's a
So-
good point. I think you're totally right about that. People in chat are saying triple surge mods is going to be the way to go, and I think you're
Yeah, I
right,
think
'cause
so. Yeah.
when you said damage check is always the thing, I was like, yep, you're right. Every single race you watch, everybody's just damage check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, though, we could be in a position where it is harder to survive now with the changes they've made to just like ads in general and
Mhm.
ability uptime.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do think with the right build, people will be able to work it, and deal with it. It might be a bit harder than normal,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's be that second boss DPS check, like be like consistency getting to the DPS phase and then like doing consistent damage and then it'll be fucking ammo. And I'm really hoping that the void artifact mod combined with the heavy ammo finder combined with the ammo scout perk, like we won't wipe to just like no one's got ammo
Yeah.
I hope so.
because that always feels awful.
I don't feel like that artifact mod's doing anything for me when I'm running it.
Yeah,
I was using it on a lost sector today, and I was just like, "Is this thing working at all?"
On.
I just feel like nothing is coming from this.
I wonder though. I wonder is it void weapon kills?
I think it's void weapon
void.
kills specifically.
Because you know what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I'm like, you know what? Everything's probably dying to void detonations and not actual void weapons
That's
because
true.
every time I use a void weapon, it's got volatile rounds on it. So
Right. Could be.
Maybe so.
you're only
Yeah.
killing like one enemy. Everything else is just like blowing up.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
true. What do y'all think about with the images they've shown? Because they've shown some pretty spicy images of
They have.
the pyramid with the big hole in it and everything, and then the entrance to the raid, all the guardians standing there with that otherworldly looking flora. I don't know what else to call
Yeah.
it. Do y'all have
Well, it
any?
just. Well, I mean, it's the like impact of the laser beam, right?
It is. The
from the
traveler
Traveler.
laser beam.
And has created life. And I don't know how that's going to relate. Like, let's just say it. It's going to be Nezarec. That's where
Yeah.
this is going.
Gotta be.
I don't know how they get Nezarec from being chopped up and put into a tea into
Into the Vex network.
not even
Wherever he
into whatever light plus darkness has created.
And it's
I
called
guess
the
that's kinda-
Root of Nightmares as well.
Nezarec, that yeah.
The people are
I
having
wonder-
nightmares. We know that.
True.
The root of
True.
nightmares could be like a double meaning where clearly there's like
Plants.
you said, plants and tree looking stuff in there, and so it could be the root.
Also,
I have no idea.
on the pyramid ship that in the very first cutscene of the whole thing, when the witness is walking on that pyramid ship before it's blasted with the beam, there is a statue of what everyone presume to be Nezarek on the right as the witness is
Mm.
walking down. There's a statue because the reason why I bring it up is because Reddit was making fun of it. They're like, Callus was clearly just a minion he knew was gonna die because he's making fun of him the whole campaign. He's got a statue of Nezarek on the right of his
Mm.
ship. So like maybe there's some kind of ritual that they're using to like bring him back. And so when the traveler hit the beam and it's just like created some monstrosity of Nezarek. I don't know. It's hard to imagine the traveler doing something that would create this evil or thing we have to fight. I don't know.
Mm. So the story of Nezarek was he was there at the first collapse. He was actually
Right.
he was leading the forces, and Savathun was there too. Uh, got repelled by the Traveler. His pyramid ship crashed onto the moon, was buried, forgotten. Elixir eventually found it. Ooh, Nezarek body. Let's chop it up. Chopped it up.
Of course, as you would.
Made
May or may not
talismans.
be what happened to
Yeah,
Ryer,
made
but
talisman body parts. Yeah.
Yeah, made talismans, body parts, sort of consumed by the darkness, whatever. And then we would, then the events of Season of Haunted came out later. Basically, that would retrace these steps and I mean, guess we've collected the body parts.
We have.
They're gonna bring
Yeah.
that in. They're gonna bring that in, maybe.
Maybe we run around with his jars. We're running around with the jars, just throwing them to each other.
We have a
Grapple.
lot of dangerous stuff on the helm, right? Is it all still
Yeah,
in the helm?
yes.
The Crown of Sorrow. We got the body parts of Nezarek. What else is in there?
Mm.
How much of the body did we need to use to make the tea? Was it all of it? Was it just the juice? Body juice? Body.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, yeah, we did use
True.
some of the. I forgot about that. There was, obviously, yeah, it got put into some tea as well.
Maybe
I think
Mithrax
it's
will
a-
join us.
Who knows? Honestly, I'm interested to see how they mix this together.
Me too.
Like, yeah, I don't know how he comes back into the play, and I think when the veil, what's the veil? The veil activated or whatever, and made a bridge between the ghost and the. Oh no. No, because Asara says something like primordial darkness meeting primordial light makes a portal. So I was just thinking, like, I wonder whether the traveler's like laser beam mixed with the pyramid also makes like some sort of portal, and
Primordial gray.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they're gonna bring it up.
I would love for it to be a portal to something just otherworldly, not just on the ship, but like you walk into the hole and then there's just something else that is different than what we've seen. Because we already have a raid on a pyramid ship,
We
you
do.
know?
Yeah.
And so I don't want the same thing again, and I'm sure Bungie doesn't really either. So I'm sure maybe they'll mix it up with this kind of aesthetic, but I could see it being more of a portal type thing. That would be really awesome, actually.
I honestly think I mentioned last time. I think the portal final shape's just gonna like do a full reset of Destiny and just take us elsewhere.
I think so. Yeah.
Please.
Start over.
What do you think
Do it.
about the theory that Nezarek is a scion?
So he talks to Scions in the patrol missions. Apparently, I haven't heard it
And his
myself. I've been
helmet,
told
the Nezarek helmet, if you look at the horns, the way they're shaped,
Yeah,
look
the same.
very. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
so I think it's the other way around. I think the
Mhm.
Scions worshipped Nezarek and they
Ah.
took the design off him because
Ooh.
he says something. I haven't heard it myself, but he says something like, "Do you still worship me, Scions?"
Oh,
So it sort of
shit.
implies the other way around.
But he's got a scion
But
looking ahead.
if you did have Scions, that would be a way you get nightmares in there with like psionic,
Right.
nightmare stuff.
Mm.
Nightmare realms, like that's very Scion territory.
True.
So Crow probably really pissed off Nezzy when he unhooked the machine. Maybe Crow's coming
Yeah.
with us.
It would be awesome to
Dude,
see an
it's gonna be
NPC
exciting. I'm
in a
pumped.
raid. That'd be cool.
It would be. I'd love to fight alongside them, even just a little bit.
Okay, let's talk about the most important thing. What do I need to go get for snacks?
Something that will sustain you, ideally.
With peanut butter, maybe? That's
Pizza?
like
Peanut butter
easy.
is good. Peanut butter
Yeah.
is good.
Maybe like pretzels with peanut butter in them, like pretzel
Ooh.
bites. Yeah, that would be good.
I haven't tried it yet, but it is a cookie made of trail mix. So it's got like the chocolate and the
Ooh,
trail mix stuff in it, but it's in a
Ooh, that's
cookie.
good.
Yeah. So I was
that's
like,
smart.
that, we take one bite of the cookie or you eat one cookie, you got a bunch of stuff. You got the nuts, you got the chocolate, you got all sorts. It's
Well,
healthy.
well, I'll have you know once.
Yeah.
This is the first raid that I'm not bringing a teapot full of mojito.
Oh, why not?
Okay, because I don't want to let the team down. Okay, and typically what happens is I'm not in it to really even get a day one. I'm there to experience it, and I've got Log on my team, and we're definitely not getting the win with Log in there. So everyone just shows up with beers or cocktails, and we just have a good time. We get to the DPS check, and then we completely blast it, and then we just leave.
my
But
my
now,
goal. Oh, go.
then I was like, now we've sort of got a just quietly, we've got a pretty crack team with
It's
the
pretty
lambs and the
good.
hobbits.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Like I'm still the worst player.
We're
but
trying not to embarrass them.
yes.
Trying not to be the embarrassment on the team. I get it. Now it all makes sense. Now why you don't want to show up drunk.
I'm excited to see y'all go for it. And my strat is to watch everyone and find like the one weapon that's like, I want that thing. I want to talk about that, and just go for that section of the raid. Get some badass players to come help me. Just do that particular section while everybody else finishes the whole thing.
That's why I'm using this picture if you're watching live or you watch on YouTube. This is a accurate representation of the lambs and the hobbits going into the raid tomorrow. We're storming the ship. It's good.
Oh, one other raid thing. Last thing for me is we've got to see oh dang it, now I'm forgetting what they're called. The guys who can suppress you that we got now.
Tormentors.
Yeah, we got to see some tormentors in the raid, right?
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, I
Like,
hope so. Actually, I
they
think I saw on Twitter, a non-pig. He put he did the Nezarec helmet, and then he did the Scions, and then he did a picture of the Tormentors, like looking
Yes.
similar.
They're like baby Nezarecs, the tormentors.
Yeah, the tormentors. In one of the missions. Sorry, they're drilling. So I might go quiet.
Today is a scuffed show.
Yep.
It is what it is. We say we got abandoned by everyone. Well, we ate Briar. That's partly our fault.
Oh, while we're on the scuff show thing, I saw a lot of comments on the previous few YouTube uploads that were like, "Who's this other guy talking? Who's this new guy?" Hello, I am Lego, Lego LaFlash. I am here every once in a while.
Yes, Lego is here to teach us about fusions, glaives, which there's lots of those this season. So,
Yes, there are,
a lot of them.
and numbers.
I need to know. Actually, I know we're all over the place, but who cares? It's scuffed. Lego, can you tell me? I'm literally going to use podcast time to just ask you questions about like stuff in my vault. What's the fusion rifle? The Royal Executioner.
Yes.
What do I want? What am I
Okay,
chasing,
so
man?
I want something for PvP. I'm wanting that offhand strike because it lets you shoot like 30 meters, So I'm definitely going to be looking for a PvP role with that. But if you saw in the TWAB today, Hinra, bow champ, one of the craziest bow players I've ever seen in the game, also has a YouTube and stuff. But Hinra won Movie of the Week for his speed run on the Headlong time trial using that fusion rifle with incandescent, it looked like. And they were using it in combination with the Titan's Firewalker, the Burning Steps exotic that gives you a stacking buff up to 4 times, which I think the highest is like a 40% buff, and that's an empowering buff, so it'll stack on top of whatever weapon buff you have and stuff like that.
Really?
But anyways, very strong fusion rifle on top of a very strong solar weapon buff plus incandescent explosion. So he was shooting the Minotaur and all
that
the
what he was
ads
doing?
next to him blowing up. It was awesome.
Because
So-
okay, I need to look at that because I do have one with incandescent and envious assassin.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Actually, okay. I'm pulling
Uh-oh.
back. It wasn't incandescent. That is good, but it's Envious Assassin and the Overflow, the Reservoir Burst, because
Oh, right.
Envious Assassin I think reloads, like it'll start stacking
You can
extra
overflow the
bullets.
magazine, yeah, based
Yes.
on rapid kills beforehand, I think.
And just like the King's Fall weapons, the overflowed magazine will proc Reservoir Burst every overflow shot. So it's
Oh,
Oh,
like an
man.
incredible combo. So definitely look out for that one.
Dang.
right. Okay.
Okay.
And what a PvP, I've got offhand strike and successful warm up.
Yes, very good.
Is it
If
good?
it hits, I haven't played around with that one in Crucible yet, but that is the role that I am looking for. And
Okay.
heads up, Iron Banner isn't coming soon, but when it does come around, Wizen Rebuke will have offhand strike and successful warm up,
Mm.
which will be crazy good. It'll be like Glacioclasm was with offhand strike, but able
Ooh,
to
boy.
shoot super fast afterwards. So very good.
Damn.
Okay, good. All right, good
This
little detour
this has
about
been
fusion rifles.
This is
Fusions with Lego. This
Legos Fusion Minute. Now we're on to
Fusion.
Tormentors.
Yeah, Tormentors.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there are tormentors that represent Nezarek
There
in.
are.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a campaign or it's the exotic missions. They all sort of blur together now. But they were like, what were they called? Not Whispers of Nezarek, but something like that.
Shadow of Nazareth?
Yeah. So
Mm,
Right.
something.
I'm expecting we'll see tormentors in the raid. For
Yeah,
sure.
if they're already out there representing Nezarek, that's imprint of Nezarek.
Imprint, that's the one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. If they're already out there representing Nezarek, then I
Right.
assume that yeah, they'll be in a raid. Maybe he is a tormentor. I want to know what he looks like. I want to see him. I'm really excited
Yeah.
because he is a character. She, I don't know, are a character who's been around for a long, long, long time, and we only had a little
Mhm.
smidgen of lore about them, but it was like really interesting lore. And then we started getting more and
Mhm.
more about them, and I was super sad when I was like, "Are we really just ending with putting him in a tea? Is that the end?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
was
I
sad.
was so angry about that, and I was like, Bungie won't. This is classic Bungie. They were not gonna follow up on this. There's not gonna be some cool fucking story. That's it. He's in a T now. Get wrecked. And I got so angry at chat that was like, no, they're gonna bring him back. I'm like, where have you been the last fucking 8 years playing this game? Okay, they're not gonna follow up on this. I promised a permanent VIP to Mr. 100, one of my followers on Twitch, and they're like, "Okay, I'm so confident that Nezarek is never coming back. I'll give you a permanent VIP if they appear in the game."
Mm.
So if
There
we
you
see
go.
Nezarek in the raid,
Awesome.
permanent VIP coming around.
I'm
Man.
so interested to see what they do with it. Cause yeah, I want to know what his sin is. We went through this whole thing about maybe he turned against the witness and that was his sin and he was actually
Mm,
working for us, but
Ooh.
now he's a little creepy sounding. I don't know if that's totally true.
mm. And remember, Ido told us about the curse of Nezarek that she found when she was researching, which drained your life force.
Yes. Oh god.
That is 100% going to be a debuff. Be the curse of
It's
Nezarek.
gonna be like when you're in the freaking blind well and you're outside of the
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
have that in the season of Defiance. They have that
Right.
mechanic in there. Oh,
Mhm.
no
Wouldn't it be
swinging
cool
for us.
if one of the debuffs instead, like if they had a boss that like took your super away, like the thing that we rely on so much for DPS, they make you use your other abilities or the new mod like weapon buffs, like all that to do damage. Like it wasn't a super strong boss, but they like halved our damage by not having supers available, that kind of stuff. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think Tormentors sort of fill that gap. I would love
Yeah,
for Bungie to
true.
do that, but I feel like they often like don't want to, even though they sort of do pigeonhole you into certain subclasses. I feel like they've always said that they don't want you to have to use a specific subclass. Like there won't be a jump in the raid that you have to have Strand, but there will likely be encounters that Strand is easier for.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
because a lot of the activities so far have been very like grapple orientated. Like the environmental design lately has been like
Yeah.
you don't have to have a grapple on, but it's more fluid to have grapple on. And I feel like for jumping puzzles, it's always going to be that option too. Like
Right.
you might as well put grapple on if you got a jumping puzzle. It's gonna be your save card
Definitely.
or help you get there. Yeah.
I just realized what prompted that train of thought for me was the little beacons that were in the Lightfall story mission so frequently that would deplete your super and not let you use
Yeah.
it. You could use all your other
Yeah.
abilities, but you couldn't use
Yeah.
your super. I wonder if there's going to be those somewhere. But that
Yeah,
was like,
it could be
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like it's called Lightfall. You have
True.
tormentors that drain that do the same thing when they pick you up. You have those little beacons that do it.
Yeah.
We've seen it in previous seasons too. Like that was in Rasputin's one with the Xivu's forces getting to the totem things, and if
Right.
they got there, they would. So they've sort of been playing around with
Yeah.
taking out your abilities and supers in some sort of mechanic.
We got I can't help but think of the Crucible in this conversation because of all the talk this week of at first it was we need Crucible without abilities, like that whole conversation came up again on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. And then as we're talking about this, I was like, what if there's a Crucible mode where there's one of those beacons in the map and you just can't use these abilities just in this mode? And then, but also there was the flip side of that conversation because today with the new update, the scav mods were fixed in PvP. And so previously people were able to pick up double special ammo up until today. Now you cannot do that anymore. But now everybody's like, I actually kind of liked having the double special ammo again. And so that whole conversation's blowing up again. That's another derail for you. But
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. I
You know,
can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I really hope we get to see, because I never got to see Rolk because I couldn't get to that final. I didn't. I only saw Rolk, like on YouTube or in the cutscene
Right.
afterwards or whatever. I didn't get to see him on my first playthrough, so I really hope that I get to see Nezarek my first playthrough. No spoilers, just like in the raid race. That's gonna be really fun.
That would be amazing.
And if you do want to go in not knowing stuff, don't look at some stuff in Destiny because they've already added like encounter names, I think, are in there and everything.
And triumphs, yeah.
Yeah, and within the triumph. So don't look at that. You might just want to get off the internet. You might just want to leave now because
Yeah.
people are going to be posting it everywhere because it's already in game. And especially when it's in game, people see it as, kind of free real estate to talk about it.
True.
So
True.
be careful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else we
All right.
had between last week and this week? The final warning. Exotic sidearm. That whole quest
Oh.
happened and the gun came out. I
I'm
don't
done
remember
yet.
what even happened in the quest. It was
I can't
very
tell you, I've only
short.
just unlocked it.
It was very, very
Just
short.
then. I've heard it's like a very good DPS, apparently.
It is, yeah. It's
Burst
currently
damage.
doing the best. I think it's the best kinetic DPS because the way that it works is after you get a target lock, when you ADS, it does like crazy crit damage. So I can imagine that is doing some pretty good damage to bosses.
If
That's
you're
cool.
like 2 feet away from
Yeah,
them.
exactly. If you're really close. So it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, it's obviously leveled for the raid because it drops at a high level anyway. And I will bust it out for the raid, but how close am I gonna be to the boss for DPS? Could be close. I don't know. Maybe they'll be chasing us around and I'll lock onto them in ADS.
Yeah. Like the one from Garden of Salvation. The fish runs away from you.
Yes. Yep.
It could be. Sure.
Maybe we're going into the pyramid to fight the Pukas. It's a Puka raid. I will never see that coming.
There was a big one they were posting about, on Twitter.
You never know.
What else we got? Twab? Tweety Twab?
We
Is
do
Twab
have
time?
a
Yeah.
twamp that came
Some
out.
good stuff in it.
There is some good stuff.
Mhm.
So, they talked about some TLDRs from last week, and then they go over what they're going to talk about this week, but we're just going to read it all. They say Ron is coming, because Root of Nightmares, so I guess we're calling it Ron.
Ron.
Ronnie.
Mm.
Ron.
1-1.
So that is tomorrow at 9 a.m. I think usually they've done it at 10 a.m. Pacific, like an hour after reset, just in case there's any problems. But they're doing it right at reset this time around.
Nice.
Let us pray, because currently we still have the bug in the game where players are going invisible and you are going invisible. So you're probably going to run into that. They did manage to fix some of the mod issues. That was a really big one for people,
Yeah.
like not being
Yeah.
able to have quick reloads and stuff like that. So that is fixed. Thank goodness. So, there's also a thing going on with Twitch Rivals with World's First this time around. So currently, the last time I looked at who is participating in Twitch Rivals, it's like 800 people. So I think pretty much everyone is going to have the emblem available. So there's two emblems. There's one emblem you get for watching our participating streamer, and then another one that you get for watching the actual Twitch Rivals stream itself.
Oh, right.
So there are two. If you want both, you're going to have to do both.
Gotcha.
And they show them off, and I gotta say that the second emblem
Yes.
is way better.
Fire. Literally.
It's really good. And this is the second Twitch drop for watching anyone stream Destiny 2 for 2 hours during the first 48 hours. So you're gonna be able to get this emblem just
Oh wait,
watching
you don't even
anyone.
have to. You don't have to sign up
Apparently
to
not.
Twitch Rivals.
Yeah, apparently not.
Oh, because I signed up because I thought I needed to be
That's
signed
why
up
I
for
did
the
it too.
emblem.
It's okay. I'm not gonna
Mm.
So it's
use. I'm not
like-
gonna use any of the stuff.
'Cause, okay, who's shoutcasting Twitch Rivals?
I don't know. Why don't we know that yet?
That is weird that we don't know.
Lego, you put your hand up.
It's a me.
Not me.
I swear to God, then they need someone from the Destiny community to be doing it. Otherwise,
Yes.
Oh,
it's-
for sure.
It's gonna be a mess otherwise.
What are they gonna call out? There looks like they're shooting a boss.
Oh gosh.
apparently
I've-
we need to put some overlay on Watts. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, well, so I saw that there is an overlay that they recommend doing because it's something about it helps the shoutcasters recognize like who's involved with it or
Oh,
something.
right.
But I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Because
you don't
doesn't
have
I
to.
think it blocks the boss's health
It
bar.
blocks the
Yes.
boss's health bar. There is something that you can do to make it not do that, and you can have the extension active without having the little pop up. But yeah, I can't be bothered. There's too much going on. I'm in pain. World's First is here. I don't want to deal with it. It's too much. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, you're right. If I get time, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching, you should definitely get that emblem. That second one is really awesome.
It's really good, and this is only going to be. It's almost like a World's First emblem for everybody. Because it's
Yeah.
just
World's
it's just
first watcher.
watching. Yeah, yeah. World's First watcher.
I like that.
You're watching for 48 hours and you get it. And it's really good. It should be pretty rare too, because it's going to be just people who are on Twitch watching during that period.
You know what's weird is they don't show us the raid. I feel like they've shown us the raid emblem in the past. Is that only for the revised raids? Like whenever they brought back King's Fall, they showed it to us. I don't know. I just feel
I'm
like
pretty sure we saw Deepstone Crypt
I
before it
thought so
came out.
too. Yeah.
Because I remember being like speculating on Clover's Bright and stuff because based on an emblem or something like that.
We did get the jacket though.
We did. Also, we just apparently they tweeted out today that it's going to be Broman, Adam Savage, and Rec doing the
Okay.
doing it. So they are all Destiny
No.
players. They all know what's going on.
Good.
Oh, really? Oh, so
Yeah.
Broman's not doing his tailgate then.
He's doing tailgate with Twitch, I guess. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
yeah, that's awesome.
Great.
So yeah, the rules you guys know is contest modes, 48 hours starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. It ends at 10 a.m. Pacific on March 12th. You need to be 1780 because that's the cap for all encounters. Contest mode will cap all players at 20 power below each encounter of the raid. Artifact power is enabled, but only provides benefit to players up to 1780. So you needed to do even less grinding to get ready
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
this.
you literally don't even need
I
to
just
have all your
realized.
gear at 780.
You don't need to do
I
anything.
can play.
Yeah, you barely need to do anything.
I might not need to infuse everything. Like the artifact might carry me a fair few points.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. They did say to give our servers some space to breathe, there will be no bounty or weapon crafting progress for combatant kills below boss tier within the raid. So they've found some stuff to hopefully make things more stable. So
Like, what did it say?
we'll see.
No, what Wait, what?
To give our servers some space to breathe, there will be no
Oh, right.
bounty or weapon crafting progress for combatant kills below boss tier within the raid while contest is enabled.
Yeah.
Makes
That's
sense.
fine.
It's just less talking that servers have to do.
Okay.
It's so funny that they can even do that and it not mess something up. But I'm glad for it.
I'm just waiting for all my fucking crafted weapons to just delete. Like
Yeah.
go in there, just like can't select them or something.
Apparently, people are getting an email from Bungie showing a new emblem that might be the contest one. Really?
I'm gonna look at
What's it got
that.
on it?
Really?
Bungie, get ready for Root of Nightmares.
On-
Oh,
Yeah?
yes, there is one in your email. That's right. It's all.
Oh boy, I
can't
don't even know
describe it.
how to
It
get
looks
my
very
emblem.
cool. It does have the pyramid and the little a little circle on it, and like a light beam going through it on the right hand
So it's-
side. So
It's essentially the picture that they showed us on Twitter of like the
that
raid.
Oh, here you
and
go. I can show it.
Oh
the
yeah.
symbol on the left.
I
Yeah.
just wanna
Give us the
make sure I got
lore.
it. Oh, hold on. No, it's my emails. I gotta start. I'm gonna be showing.
Show us your email.
Everybody email Mylan.
Hold on.
Email
Cover that
Mylan
up.
for your lore questions.
Game PC. This one here, huh?
Okay, make it
Is that
bigger.
it? Hold.
Enlarge.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got
Okay,
it.
okay.
Hold on.
And we will describe
Hold
it
on.
for any audio listeners in great detail. Okay. So yeah, it is a pyramid with like a beam of light going into it in a circle, but then you do have that
Mhm.
little emblem thingamajig over there. What's that?
Oh, that looks like all the pyramid symbology, like the upended stuff. You know, like
Mm.
all the little lines all in the pyramid tech.
So that is
Oh no, you know what it is? It's a tormentor. It's a little tormentor.
It does kind of look.
actually
It's got the
is.
glaive looking thing. Yeah.
It's a tormentor
It's
with
a
the ding
stick
dong.
man. That's adorable, actually. That's really cute.
adorable.
That's
I
freaking
kind of like
cute.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
That's nice.
So I guess if that is a tormentor, that confirms tormentor in the raid and an important part of the raid, I guess.
You know what? And Strand is completely busted for tormentors unless
It
they
is.
make them.
Unless they are
Some
the
of them-
imprints
some
of
them-
Nezarec.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, which they probably will be. They probably will be
Mhm.
immune. They'll probably be immune to the suspend mechanic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right.
The other symbols we've had with the raiders, like that kind of coffin looking thing that's on the belt.
Yes.
On the belt. Hold on, I have to have a look.
Yeah,
It's on
like
it's on the emblem, not emblem, but the seal as well.
Yes, it is on the seal as well. Yep. And then also,
Oh.
in between where it says 2023, it's got a scion looking head. See that?
Oh, you're right. Hold on,
Mhm.
Wait,
wait,
what?
Yeah, look at
yeah,
that.
it's Nezarec's head
It
thing.
Mhm.
is.
Yeah. So this
Yo,
is the
what
coffin
if-
thing you're talking about. The cocoon.
Yes, yeah.
What if he comes out of a coffin for the final boss is like a coffin opening?
And it's
coming
got
back
some
to-
like
Ro-
Dracula music.
Yes.
Well, Rolka did that. So Rolk came out of like a some sort of
Cocoon.
cocoon. Yeah.
Upside down. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like the symbol that's there it literally looks like the Nezarec helmet for warlocks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Good
assume that's what his
eye.
head looks
Yeah.
like. It's yeah, that symbol is
Nice.
everywhere. It's on the seal, it's on the raid jacket, like
Mhm.
right on the front. So I mean, come on now. People saying Nezarec's not gonna be there. Come on now.
Gotta be.
Has to be.
Got to
Yeah.
be.
It is. It is.
Hey, do you know what the deal is with all the labyrinth symbology? It is on the raid jacket emblem and it's
Mm.
on the image of the ship, like the portal, the whole kind of looks labyrinthy.
No, I haven't looked into that. I'm sure there's theories on it, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people talking about it from when we had, of course, the labyrinth community event. They were talking about all of the symbology around there. I don't know much about it. I just saw people talking about it.
Oh,
It seems
that's
very
right.
interesting.
It looks like the cradle from Io,
Yes.
which is like where the traveler first landed, and the the lightning beam in the pyramid ship almost looks like a cradle too. So I think it's
Right.
just probably
Mm.
don't know.
What if our grave
Probably
is in there? Huh? What if our grave's in there? In the corridors of the Nezzy ship.
David Bowie's the raid boss. I don't know. The Goblin King himself comes out and takes your kids.
At this point, I'm
I
just
do
excited.
think about that movie a lot when looking
Me
at
too.
this.
My favorite movie as a kid.
It's so good. Come on, feet.
Mhm.
I don't know if they remember that line. It's great though.
Yes. Yeah.
Nezarec, I'm just so pumped for the raid. I just can't stop thinking about like what if because there's all these nightmares. It's called Roof Nightmares. Everybody's having nightmares. What if that is an ability? Like if he is final boss and he like your screen like becomes a nightmare and you have to walk through a different section, not where you are,
Yeah.
and get through like a nightmare. God, there's so much potential.
What if it's
here.
my nightmare and it's just like GMs? It brings up a nightmare of the thing you play the least.
Oh no,
a lot
I'm
of
in
It's
Gambit.
gonna be a lot of Gambit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. They're just gonna put in Gambit. They don't even need to look into it. It's just Gambit.
Imagine that. Imagine the debate if you load into the raid and it just loads up a Gambit match. You gotta find like how to escape from the nightmare.
Next, we have new revelations and rewards. So this is really interesting what Bungie are doing. I have a feeling it's maybe because some stuff had to be cut from Lightfall. Just, have a feeling. So there is going to be a quest in Season of the Deep, and throughout the quest which is the next season, by the way. Throughout this quest, you're going to explore the city to learn about the nature of the Veil through Osiris's research and newly uncovered Ishtar Collective data. The brief pursuit will be available to all Lightfall owners and will take place separately from the events of Season of the Deep. So this is kind of what I said that I think they're doing is you have Lightfall as the beginning of the end, and then throughout the seasons is going to be stuff that adds to the Lightfall story. I was concerned that people were going to need the seasonal purchase in order to do that, and that wouldn't be good, right? Because you shouldn't have to pay for more seasonal stuff to get the full story of Lightfall when you've paid for Lightfall. But this clears that up, saying that this will be available to all Lightfall owners. So that's really good.
Yeah, very good.
It's really good, but it also is odd.
It is odd, which is why I'm pretty sure some stuff had to get cut from Lightfall.
Yeah, I can't tell if it was gonna be there originally, or they had planned to like stretch it out and do stuff like this, but like maybe more in depth, because it says brief pursuit. Like it's not gonna be a long thing. Like maybe they had it planned for something else, but specifically because they say throughout this quest you'll learn about the nature of the Veil, and there's been so many complaints about like what are we doing in this story. I don't understand. They're like, we need to help people a little bit, push them along, so we'll move up this one section of what we have planned later so that they can play it. But then it's weird because the reward for this is a hand cannon that is in all the artwork.
Hand cannon and it's Strand. Yeah. So the reward for this, you're going to be getting 3 new aspects. Weird. And someone in chat did say that they believe someone from Bungie confirmed that it's not cut content. I don't know. It just, I mean, maybe, right? Maybe they decided to do this differently because it is different. We're leading up to the end of the Light and Dark saga. So, maybe.
I mean, I said this in my review. I honestly think that Bungie's expectations was to set up the beginning of Final Shape. And I think a lot of players' expectations was that you would have a relatively self-contained story that contributed to the overall narrative arc, and then like a post-credits scene that would create intrigue for Final Shape, and then the next seasons would build up to it. Because I gave the example, I was like, if Lightfall was a seasonal story just before Final Shape, how would you feel about it?
Yeah.
And I reckon most people's response would be like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
all we need. It's just like a bit of hype. And I think the discrepancy comes with like a big expansion that just added a lot of questions that you sort of then going to have to buy into over a year to get to the final shape. And I'm sure Bungie actually planned for it to be this way, but I think it was a bit of a shock to the system for a lot of people to jump into expansion and have the beginning of a new saga essentially. And
Yeah.
one of my criticisms is we're not at the beginning of this saga. They keep calling it the Light and Dark saga. This is 8 years in the making. We are closer to the end than we are to the beginning. And I think that is what makes it really jarring. It's like it does feel like almost a soft reset so they can get people into the franchise and like, hey, starting in Lightfall, like if you want to know what's in Final Shape, like you start in Lightfall because
Mm.
the cutscenes in Lightfall are very friendly to new players. Like they go over a lot of foundational lore in heaps of cutscenes about Callus and the Witness and Darkness. Like it is quite spoon fed to you. And I think you could, when we get closer to Final Shape, you could literally tell someone to start at Lightfall, and they could play from Lightfall through the seasons and know what's happening in Final Shape.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I
I
think
think
either.
I think that's
Yeah.
the plan. So I don't know if it's cut
Yeah.
content or not, but I think
Right.
their plan obviously is that like this was expected. And I think it just hasn't gone down that well. So now they're just giving this information up front and saying like
Right. Yeah.
it is coming.
Yeah, I would say either way, whether it's cut content or not, it really doesn't matter. And honestly, if it's cut content and they ended up being able to incorporate it into the story, that's actually really good because a lot of stuff that people spend a lot of time on does just have to get cut and it never comes back. So either way,
Mm.
I'm happy that we have been told that the story of Lightfall is going to continue throughout the year. This kind of confirms that it will keep going on up until Final Shape. And I'm glad that you're going to be able to play it if you own Lightfall. So
Yeah.
that's good.
And it's exciting to get those 3 new strand classes.
Yes, let's
aspects
think
too.
about what they are. So
Wait, are these classes?
Sorry,
So,
I
supers.
said aspects.
aspects, which
Aspects,
are a
oh,
big
my
deal
bad.
because they are the things that will
that aspects, yeah.
fundamentally change
Yeah.
your build. So the Titan
Mhm.
is getting Fletchet Storm.
Sounds like a shock. It sounds like a shotgun, Fletchet. Flechet.
So what does it mean? Fleche, flechute, flechete, flechete. What is it? What's it? Google it.
Well, it's like little pellets, isn't it?
A type
Is
of
that pellets?
ammunition resembling a small dart shot from a gun.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dart-shaped projectile that is clustered in an explosive warhead dropped as a missile from an airplane or fired from a handgun.
God. Could be anything. I feel like it makes me think of the unraveling rounds that Warlock gets by eating a grenade, because those they kind of like shoot off like little nail gun looking projectiles. But I don't know, the bomb part of that. That sounds more Titan. So I don't know.
Fletchet Storm. A needle storm. But that's what Warlocks have.
Do you think it's going to
literally-
be a grenade? Like, do you think it's going to augment grenades? Like, because you've got
Yeah.
the
Mm.
arc aspect that changes, like makes storm nades of Rome and all that kind of stuff. I wonder whether it would change grenades to be more, I don't know. Because what grenade strands do you have? Isn't it just like a suspend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grapple is like you got a grapple and you got suspend nade. Is that what it is?
And you've got the threadling grenade.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the
right.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little babies.
The storm
Hmm.
part of that too, though, leads me to believe that it is yours, that it's augmented. But the Warlock already have the augment grenade thing in their aspects, so
All right.
I feel like they wouldn't do it again for the Titan. But the storm part is like, what does that mean? That makes me think more like a spread, like
Yeah.
storm of something, but who knows? Somebody mentioned in chat something about an aerial like bomb thing for the
Yeah.
Titan, which would be cool. But if they just made it like Twilight Garrison aspect, that'd be great too. I'd take that.
Well, the good news is that the use of fletchet shells violates the laws of war. So, you know,
Can't do it.
Or can we?
tines are banned.
Tons.
Tines are banned.
Tons of Ben.
Get them out. Hunter is called Threaded Spectre. I don't know. Threaded Spectre? What's a spectre?
Like a ghost, isn't it?
Like a ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like a secret agent.
Something widely feared or possible unpleasant.
Oh. Don't make it invis. That's my only request.
It's basically a ghost. So if you are a threaded ghost, what's that mean? I have no idea.
Invis.
The invis.
Yeah, it means invis. I know.
It's gonna be like Strand makes some sort of invis. Some sort of Strand makes invis.
Threaded
Go invis after throwing a tangle. I don't know.
ghost.
Woven Mel gives invis.
So you're taking
Do you know
invisible-
what the best thing, like with the way the subclasses work now, is mixing weapon abilities with different subclasses, like having
Yes.
strand abilities with it, or having like the repulsor, like void ability with strand is like really cool to mix those two subclasses together.
Sorry, I just
Volatile
saw what
rounds and
Crage said.
strand.
Your ghost
Mm.
goes and shanks someone. That would be amazing. Your ghost just goes, I'm coming, and stabs
That would be cool.
him.
Imagine if you did weaponize your ghost like that. That'd be funny.
It would be funny. And they'd be like, why are you doing this? If I die, you're dead. Put me in the pocket.
Yeah. Who
A
weaponized R2D2
Kvostov
in
can
the
kill me.
sequels?
God damn it.
No, that would be like, don't you know you need paracles with bullets to kill me?
And we're like, then why did Nimbus tell me to shoot you with a broken old Russian gun?
I had a lot of comments about that.
The Warlock one is called the Wanderer. I bet this makes Threadlings wander for further before they give up and come back to you.
Yes.
Something like
Totally.
that.
Tracking, stronger tracking.
Maybe it could be
Stronger
both. Yeah, stronger
wandering.
tracking,
Mm.
goes further before returning. Maybe they go
fly.
faster.
Maybe they fly.
Ooh,
They like
flying.
go in the air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, good speculation. How do we get this gun?
Okay, the gun. This also says that this is also in Season of the Deep. So it says, as an additional reward, Lightfall owners will also get their hands on a new legendary weapon upon completing this quest. Here's a look at some concept art. Mylan, on your wallpaper, we can literally see the hunter holding it.
Yeah.
So, if you want to see it,
Correct.
it's also there. Yeah, it looks I mean the way the gun looks, the art on it looks like the flowers that we've seen in the raid.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
pretty.
kind of true. Yeah.
And a legendary, which is interesting.
Do we know anything
Fabulous.
about it
No.
apart from Strand?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We know nothing. We just know that we get that and we get a new aspect at the end of this quest.
Do you have any hopes for what archetype you want this hand cannon to be, Watts?
I don't know. I don't know because we have a really good 120 this season. Like that one's really good.
Uh-huh.
Guess we haven't had a good kind of mid-tier hand cannon. Well, Rose is great.
Rose and Exalted True, they're both incredible.
Yeah, they're both really good. All right, it's a 180.
I know. That's what Binge really wants, but oh man, so many people hate 180s. Regardless,
Right.
it looks amazing.
It looks beautiful. I love it. Now, this next part about Iron Banner was really funny as I was reading it before I got to the end, because I was like, they're saying, Iron Banner is our precious child that we do not wish to hurt the experience of. And trials, sure, whatever, who cares? But that's not the case. So, just going to read it. So, Iron Banner initially was supposed to happen the week after the raid. So, we were supposed to be getting that real soon. But there is a bug that happens. And this is after playing enough Crucible, Strikes, Gambit, basically anything with a commendation screen. All other Guardians and you just disappear. You go invisible. So they have a fix scheduled for this to go live on March 16th, but that would be 2 days after the start of Iron Banner. So they don't want to have 2 days of Iron Banner just being people being invisible and you having to restart your game like every hour. So they're moving things around. So Trials of Osiris is going to be available on March 17th. So this will be the day after this patch goes live. So there won't be any more invisible people, hopefully.
Mhm.
And then Iron Banner is going to be March 21st.
Nice.
Okay.
You know what confused me though? At the end, it said, keep those eyes peeled for the Crucible blog post later this season. When, like, they said in the other TWAB that there was going to be a Crucible blog this season. And then they were on Twitter being like, just kidding, it's actually later. And then they're here
Yes.
like, Crucible blog is happening this season. I'm very
I was like,
confused.
it is this season.
It is this season. It is.
Okay, confirmed.
We will be
Watch-
getting a Crucible blog.
Now they're gonna come on Twitter later today and be like, sorry, it's actually next season. I'm actually really happy that Banner was moved because that's so close to the raid. Everybody's just gonna be playing the raid anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I want to focus on the Iron Banner stuff. Has a ton of new stuff. Fusion, the SMG, there's a new Pulse. I want all of them, but I also have no idea what the raid is bringing, and I want all that stuff too. And I'm sure everybody else will. So I'm glad to see that moved actually. And a lot of Crucible players are really happy that Trials has been pushed up because they're like, there's nothing to do in PvP. So now all the Crucible players can go, like the hardcore, can go play Trials too.
Well, if it's the SMG, we're going to go play
Ooh.
Trials.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Invite me to that. I
Yeah,
want
come
that
help us,
SMG.
please.
Oh man.
Okay. We
I'm
have some
tuning out.
more.
You guys talking about PvP?
Mylan, you want the SMG,
You do.
Which one?
the Trials one. It's a Strand
How come?
SMG. It's got
It's
really good
Strand.
perks
Okay.
on it.
Yeah. Well, let's do it then.
Well, that's
It's
what
got
I'm. That's what I was
rangefinder?
saying. We need Lego to
Awesome.
come
You
help
guys
us.
fucking talk about perks and shit like that. I just tuned out. Yeah. Okay. I'm in.
That's what I thought. We have some new Prime Gaming rewards if you want to look at those. There also is a new player guide that they have written up. So there is also an informational guide that they're talking about again in this TWAB. They wrote this last week, but this is to help if you're a returning player or a new player kind of get into the game. And that is really it, except the massive amount of known issues. And these are just the top known issues.
Oh man.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Some of them really got me too. One in particular today I was struggling with, and then I came and read this and I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand.
There's some big ones in here, like the Radiant status effect doesn't buff strand weapons. Volatile rounds with Falcon does not give anti-barrier.
That's the one right there.
Yep. Some suspend stuff is not doing anything against unstoppable champions. There's a lot. So if you want to know all of these, definitely go and check it out because there are a lot of issues.
Oh, nice. That Adept Trials hand cannon thing is a bug that's getting addressed. That's good.
It is a bug.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Wow.
And that is that's
Wow.
it. Besides some really great art, some great movies of the week.
Yes.
Really good.
Definitely go
stuff
check out the movie of the weeks this week because the Strand stuff. One, Frostbolt's clip is hilarious, but also Henry's clip with the time trial is unbelievable. Like, if you want to see the speed that Strand can accomplish in the movement, go check out Henry's video. It's insane. And if you want to watch me juke a Thunder Crash Titan, go check out my Twitter this week because, the way you can hang infinitely in the suit in your grapple. I did that while looking at a missile titan that was following me in a circle as I was spinning in a circle until he ran out of the thunder.
I saw this on Twitter and I was just like, oh my god, it's so funny.
It's hilarious. I can't look at it again because I just start laughing every time I see it. But yes, the art is incredible too. Go look at all of it.
Shall we do some super scuffed Twitter questions?
Yes.
The big because I can just look at the post. We can pick our own if you want to bring up
All
if you want to
right,
bring
let's
up the
do
Twitter
it.
post, and we can just pick
No.
randomly. Normally,
Okay.
Briar curates these. Well, I think he might have stopped doing that. I think he might have stopped. Okay. From Soul Invictus, do you find it condescending or offensive when someone you aren't friends with calls you buddy?
I was thinking about this
Bud,
one.
pal, all that kind of stuff is like a
What if
bit.
it's just someone who you meet for the first time and they're like, "Hi, Steven, this is Mylan," and you're like, and Steven goes, "Oh, hey, buddy, how's it going?" Offensive?
Yeah, it depends on the context, but typically buddy and pal and like kind of stuff is like added after, I don't know,
It
making
normally
some
is, yeah.
statement about how you're right and they're wrong or something like that.
Listen here, buddy. It's like when people start pulling out darling, sweetie. It's like,
Yes.
Mm,
mhm.
It's when they're
mhm.
about to talk down, you like tell you how it is when they
Listen
think
here,
they know
bud.
how it is, but they don't.
Yeah, that's normally how it's used. At least here. Okay, seeing as Briar's not here, we can ask this question and he won't be upset at us. This is by Arctic Haze. For a raid snack, what's better? Oven baked Briar or deep fried Briar?
Deep fried.
Yeah, deep fried.
Deep fried, you could put him on like a little cocktail stick, right? So you don't have to get your hands dirty while you're gaming. Fried should
Yeah,
be pretty
chopsticks.
clean.
Chopsticks
Yeah.
are good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this one made me laugh, and I wish I knew the answer, but Sir Redbeard asked, "Do you think Holtzman and or Briar were leash kids?"
Holtzman, yes. Yeah, probably
See,
both.
This
Yeah.
is the thing is that I said Holtz definitely for sure, but then people were like, he would have for sure told a story about how he was on a leash as a kid and now he has a kink for being a leash in a bedroom or something. It would have led to that. So
Wait, is that Briar in chat? Is
yeah, that is Briar.
the DCP account?
Hey, Briar.
Oh,
Briar, were you a
hey,
leash
buddy.
kid?
Hey.
Hey, buddy, are you a leash kid? By any chance, were you ever on a leash? I mean, Briar was child Briar running around with a Molotov cocktail trying to throw it at people. You probably need a leash for that.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, were you guys ever on a leash?
No.
I had a bell
You had a
on my
bell?
back.
Really?
You had a bell?
Specifically when we went camping in the outback
Right, okay.
and we would run away and they would listen for the bell to work out like which direction we ran into.
If it starts
you-
being
Yeah.
like erratic ringing, are you like, "Oh God, a kangaroo's got him"?
Are you gonna pass it down to your kid? Are you gonna do the
No,
bell?
I don't know where the bell is in there. I
Oh,
don't
come on.
know.
That's amazing.
But we are going to take Leo camping when he's 1, so
You
yeah.
gotta pass down the tradition of the bell.
I
yeah.
might
Where
try
was
this
the
out.
bell?
It's
Where did
pretty
they
great.
I
attach
think
it?
just like on the back of shirts.
I like
Because
it.
because when we camped, there was like a river, so mum and dad would be really cautious that we were just gonna like run off into the river,
You hear the ringing, you're
or
like,
just get lost, or just get lost in the bush. So
"That's amazing."
I might actually try this out because it's not like you're containing them, you're like restricting them. They can still go explore. You just know where they are.
Yeah.
It's Bell.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
because they're so sneaky and quick. You're just getting another little audio clue on where they are.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a question here from Hey
Oh, no.
Blaze, who says, "What kind of weapon do you think the raid exotic weapon will be?" For context, we've never had a hand cannon, a bow, a sidearm, a sniper rifle, a special ammo GL, a glaive, a machine gun, a sword, or a linear fusion rifle as raid exotics.
Ooh, a linear fusion. That would be cool.
Let's think.
I don't
What's
think it's gonna be
Nezzy
a
all about?
glaive.
He's about tea.
It's not gonna be a glaive. I mean, if it's not a
Yeah,
glaive, then they've got
not a
fucking
glaive.
3 exotic glaives.
He likes horns. Well, we know that now it's not that hand cannon because that hand cannon and all the promo art we've seen
Right.
in the TWAB.
I don't know.
I would love for it to be not an archetype of a weapon that we're familiar with, but you know how like in the very first raid for Destiny 2, we got the shotgun that was more like a fusion shotgun thing. Like I would like it to be like a hybrid of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just something. That's what I think. It's not going to be something familiar.
If we didn't get if we didn't have Quicksilver, that would almost be like a really
Yes.
good exotic raid weapon. You know, it's got the
Yeah.
grenades, it's got Strand with the catalyst. It's like it's a pretty cool weapon and obviously fits the theme. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like all that. Make it like a oh no, that's a glaive. I was gonna say make it like a riot shield. That's a glaive though. We don't need that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be exotic bow because we just got an exotic bow in the dungeon that was last season. So
And we also got an exotic bow in the season pass.
we got an exotic machine gun in the season bar in the quest. We got an
Yeah.
exotic sidearm in the quest. We got an exotic glaive in the quest.
Could be the linear.
A lot of people are
Can I-
saying auto rifle, and I do like that idea, but we just got,
Yeah.
like you said, the auto rifle this season.
Quicksilver.
So yeah.
And again, we got 2 exotic glaives. Maybe doing everything in pairs.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like Jack's idea where even if it's not a sniper, but you shoot things that people can grapple to.
Oh yeah, if it interacts with Strand, that would be
Yeah.
cool. Yes. Yes.
SMG. There's already some. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of good
Terra
loot this
and-
season.
There really has. Yeah, we've got front loaded with a lot of new weapons too.
There's so much. That's why I'm so surprised that everybody had like there's people who have everything already and there's so much to get. Like I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff. Can I just say I'm loving Destiny 2 right now? Like just the actual like in-game content that we have to do. There's so much loot. I actually feel like the promise of when we first got Destiny 2 like there will be a ton of loot. Like we have that now. You come in the game and they're like, "Whoa, like what do I want to go after? There's so much stuff." And all the new stuff has all these new interesting perks that create threadlings and give you unraveling round. Like there's just all this interesting stuff, or give you volatile. So there's just a ton of fun stuff in the game right now. And then Strand has just added a whole new level of gameplay to every game, every type of activity you could go into. It's just so fun right now.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good. We have a question from the Mohican 9 who says, "What is something you own that you should probably throw away? Old cell phone boxes for me, but I might need them later."
I just moved house, so I just chucked all that shit in the bin.
That's the thing that forces you to do it, right? You're like, I'm not taking this stupid thing with me.
And even stuff that probably collectors would have been like, no, don't throw the. I mean, I had PlayStation 2 boxes and stuff like that. I was like, it's gone. It's gone to trash.
It's definitely
Also
boxes.
Yeah, I just can't keep collecting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing them out.
Although I do have because I was thinking, I was like, I have a PS4 like in the closet back there, but it's like I'm never getting rid of that though because it's got the PT demo on it, which you can't get anymore, and it's like my favorite horror experience ever. So I'm never getting rid of it.
Same. I have a PlayStation sitting basically right next to me that has that on it.
Yes, so good.
Yeah, I definitely have some boxes I certainly do not need. Or it's things like, especially when a company will send you something and it's normally in such a beautiful box and everything looks great. I don't want to throw it out, but I also don't have space to show boxes. So it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably should throw it away, but I don't want to. I feel bad getting rid of it. Our next question is from Bottles. This is a lore question. Get your lore hats on. This week's battlefield in mission voice notes that the darkness is just picking up humans from Earth that we are freeing in the mission at the end. Why? What do you think the purpose is? Why is the darkness just picking up humans from Earth?
Don't know. There's a whole story of Season of Defiance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know. They're capturing people for a reason, I guess. We'll find out.
It
I
is
haven't,
super
I haven't
weird.
read anything else yet. I haven't read enough lore tabs or any lore books. I don't know.
Could just be
That's what we're-
lonely. Yeah, could be lonely.
Yeah, maybe lonely.
The witness is like, the sick child that's in like a bubble in a special room because they can't go outside, otherwise they get sick. So it would make sense that the witness would want some friends.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna take a break. Okay.
Yes. And I think it's super weird that they're, even from the get-go, the fact that like Amanda Holiday and them, they didn't kill them, they just took them hostage. Like the witness like holding hostages is just so weird.
Maybe it's gonna be the Kirsten Ezrak. Maybe they need the life force, suck them out.
Maybe they're making tea out of them. Or they had plans to make tea. A grand tea thing.
They got a taste of Briar, they had to keep going.
That's understandable.
Mhm.
Okay, I have a question from Spades, who says, "Good day, guys. The more I watch / listen to DCP, the more I realize that I'm just growing up to be Aussie Briar. My question is this: how do I avoid the pitfall of my friends' coworkers wanting to eat me?" So I would recommend that in your group of friends, don't ever ask what you would do if you're on a desert island with like no food and no way to escape. Because if you are the juiciest looking friend, they will pick you. You're going to get picked. If you look like you're going to be a juicy meal, you're going to
You're
get
done.
picked. You're done. Ryan's also really tall. Like there's a lot there. You could feed a whole village. He's a tall man.
That's good
Or
advice.
just like
He's tall.
smell really bad. You could try smelling bad. If I
Yeah,
know
don't be
that you
tall.
smell bad, I might not pick you.
It'll cook right off.
Just let your coworkers know the day of a podcast when you're gonna have lasers in your mouth. That's like the main thing.
Yeah, that makes us want to eat him more.
Mm-hmm. Looking mighty tasty.
Spade says, "Damn, I am pretty juicy." Then you're doomed. You're doomed. Especially if you look like you'll be delicious with barbecue sauce or something. Let's see.
This is from Rocker.
Ah, yes.
Has frame rate become the new lag?
Mm.
Yes.
Honestly, like, do I need to drop my frame rate
Maybe.
for the raid?
Maybe.
It's weird because it's been going on forever though, and it's never been like the last raid. This was happening, but it wasn't it didn't come into the side of the community as like a necessary thing we all need to take care of. But now it's like, oh, should we? Does help.
What do you guys play at? What's your frame rates?
Well, my monitor can only do like 120, but in game I'm at like 200 because I don't cap it. So let me tell you, those thruster chips, thrashers, they kill
Hitting
me.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm real dead.
I'm just at 60 on my PS5. I don't even play on PC, so I mean I did for a little while, but I've just landed on the PS5.
I mean, I'm just thinking of excuses why I've been so bad. I mean, maybe it's my frame rate. Gotta drop that frame rate.
I will bring
now.
that up.
I'll tell
I
you
have
right
it
now.
showing on stream, so if I die, I'll be like, "You see that, guys? That shot up to 300 FPS. That's why I'm dead."
I
Mhm.
can't wait to see someone in the raid, like who's in first, then go in second, and everybody's like, "Okay, change your frame rates, lower them down 30 frames, everyone. Come on."
If somehow we get into any spotlight on Twitch rivals, we have to make that up. Just to
Oh.
put everyone in a tailspin.
That would be
Just
so
be like,
funny.
bro, if you don't want to get one shot by the boss, just drop your frame rates to 25.
Oh my god.
And then everyone else's dog shit streams will have these fucking pathetic frame rates.
We're gonna be first. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
We got the lore masters. We've got Circadian Wolf who remembers everything. So that's good because I don't remember the goddamn thing.
And he's a glaive connoisseur.
Ooh.
Shame
Yeah,
all
he-
of them are
yeah.
deleted and banned.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to do one more question?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run soon.
Okay, we'll
'cause
do
there'll be a
one
lot
more.
more drilling.
This is from Hugo Rune, who says, ChatGPT does Hugo's weird questions number 7. Would you rather be chased by a horde of zombie Justin Biebers or be stranded on a deserted island with only a talking toaster for company? I'm going with the talking toaster. 1, it could be my friend, so I don't have to worry about going insane. 2, it can toast things.
Yeah.
With what electricity?
It's a talking toaster. It can toast
I
things.
think it's magical.
I'm-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm go with toaster too. There's no limit on what else is on the island, just that there's a talking toaster, and I'm down with that.
There's a talking toaster. Or why would I want to be chased by zombie Justin Biebers when I have
I mean,
a
you
talking
really
toaster?
got to dislike Justin Bieber to be like wanting to murder like hordes of Justin Bieber looking like zombies. You know?
Do they sing while they're chasing you, or
Oh, baby.
oh, put me on the island right now?
What if the toaster favorite artist is Justin Bieber?
It's a lose-lose.
Mm.
No, I like some of Bieber's newer stuff actually.
Some of his newest stuff
I'll-
is actually
I
pretty
will
good.
admit it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We
Toasters.
done.
We did it.
Did it?
We did it. Tomorrow, me and Mylan will be doing the raid together. So we will
What time you go live?
Well, the raid starts at 9 a.m. Pacific. So we should probably be on a bit before that. Get together, get our loadouts set, make sure we're good.
I mean, I was going to be on probably like 3 hours before that, but yeah, I'll
Why
be there.
would you do that? That's a
Can talk
terrible
shit.
idea.
Well, okay, it's at 1 a.m. for me. I'm fucked either way. If you go to sleep and you wake up 1 a.m., it's, well, I can't wake up. I got to go to sleep and wake up at midnight,
Yes.
which I feel it's just going to make me feel really groggy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay.
So I'd rather just probably stay up. And if I'm going to stay up by myself, I might as well stream.
Okay, that's fair. I guess you'll be extra ready. You could nap on stream. You start feeling a little sleepy.
Dude, then everyone would be like, Marlon, wake up, wake up. I'll be like sleeping.
Yes. So I'll be there, maybe like 8:30 or something, 30 minutes before.
Copy that.
I got all my
Okay.
builds ready. I've got all of the builds saved in the loadout. I've got them saved in Dim. I've leveled everything up. I'm ready. I'm good to go. Yeah, so you can find us streaming it. We'll do a group stream thingy so you can watch both perspectives. Come get your emblems watching us. It's only us who has the emblems. Yeah, there's no one else.
Mm-hmm.
It's exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a fun day.
watching you all. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be sweet.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us and dealing with the scuffedness that is going on here. If you try and listen to the VOD only has me, so don't do that. But we have a local recording. It will be going up, and you'll be able to hear it on YouTube and your regular podcast places. It'll be normal. And if you're subbed on Twitch, thank you for subbing. If you're on Patreon, thank you for supporting the show. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Talk about the raid and the weapons and the armor and the music and why does Nezarek look like a Scion? Maybe he's the old man Scion I've been talking about all this time. Because I said Callus was an old man Scion, actually. Maybe Nezarek is. He's an old man. You know, old men are powerful.
Nice.
In anime, they're very
Mhm.
powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
See ya. Have fun.